Hey everyone! She emerges. Oh, dropped my yarn. So hey guys, today I wanted to, I was feeling a little nostalgic. I really was feeling like uploading, like making a video today. So that's what I'm gonna do. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna knit. So yeah, this is my current knitting project. This is called the mistake stage. Ooh, wow. Oh, yay. Okay. But the mistake stitch, let me get really close for you, has a lot of uh, really interesting looking detail to it that I enjoy. Uh, and this is because of the peaks and valleys that you get in the knitting. And I also really love how it kind of bunches up like an accordion. I think that makes it really soft and pliable and bendy, I guess. You don't want a stiff scarf. But anyway, guys, so let's get into it. Yeah, this is the mistake stitch. It's really cute. You can kind of think of these, they kind of look like braids, honestly, like each row. Uh, but this is all one giant string. So, let me show you what I do to achieve the mistake stitch. Now, contrary to the title of the pattern, or the stitch, I guess, or the scarf that you yield, there are no mistakes. I guess when I get to the end, I will tell you why I think this is called the mistake stitch when I get to the end of the row. So let me show you how to do the mistake stitch. And it's quite simple. The only things you'll need to know is how to knit and how to purl. And that's it. So, to start the mistake stitch, you're going to have to go get some yarn, bitch, and some needles. So yeah, first, we're going to knit 2. So, by the way, this is not a tutorial on how to knit. This is simply a vlog. I'm vlogging, you guys. Thanks. So we're going to knit 2. And then, I just want to make this clear that every time you knit and purl, you need to make sure that you have your yarn placed properly. So this is currently behind, for me at least, this is behind the needle. But when you go to purl, you want to bring it in front and do your purl. Obviously, if you know how to purl, I'm sure you know that. But I know not a lot of my fans are as talented as I am, so I just wanted to make that very clear. And if I could describe knitting, if there was a word, I would say relaxing. Knitting isn't just for old people. It's not for people who don't, know what to do with themselves. I take that back. But I find it really fun and engaging to do this, and, in the end, you get something that's really cute. Oftentimes when I talk or watch something, I forget where I am in the knitting. And I think this is common for beginners. I'm not anyone, I'm not really that talented at this. Wait, I am. I am talented. Take that back. Anyway. I sometimes get lost in my placement or in the pattern. I'll be like talking, and then suddenly I'm like, oh, am I knitting? Am I purling? Did I purl too much? Did I knit too much? And then it gets like really scary, guys. It gets really frightening. But I have a few tips and tricks that I'd like to share with you. Now, first, you can always just count what you did, the work that you just put on the needle. So, clearly this is knit, purl, knit. So it goes by twos, of course. You can also see, no, you can't. You literally can't. I don't think it's gonna pick up. I can see. Okay, I can see it. You can see these little, the way that the knits and the purls differ when they're on the needle. You can tell by reading your work. That's very important with the mistake stitch. It's the ability to read your work. And typically the knits, you see them kind of go in and through the work that's under it, whereas the purls have this little, I guess you could say the purl, which is very distinguishable, and it's not as flexible. The knits have a little more give when you just put them on the needle. They tend to stretch a little bit more, so that's helpful to know. And alternatively, if you go on the side of looking at the work that you're about to knit, you can section off the work. So, for example, I know I just did 2 knits, so this will be purls exclusively. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and do my purls. Now I'm not taking commission right now. This is strictly for fun. If you want some knitted work, I would suggest you get up off your lazy ass and go get some needle and yarn. Because I'm not doing it for you, bitch. You better work. Okay? You better work. Anyway. So now that I did my 2 purls, I'll bring my yarn to the front like I did, and then I kind of just hold here. I don't really let the other work cloud my vision. So I'll knit 2, just like that. Now, I have a question for any knitters in the audience. Do you have a preference? Do you like knits over purls? Or do you find one more satisfying than the other? I'm gonna say it, purls are dumb. It's so dumb. I hate them. I hate having to flip my yarn. I think that's why. Anyway, let's finish up this row so I can show you how to end your row properly with the mistake stitch. So I'm gonna purl, purl, gonna knit, knit. And occasionally it's really nice to just look at what you did, make sure that your knits are correct, your purls are in place, and you're gonna go ahead and basically just do this until the end of time, it feels like. Like I said, I think the thing that slows me down the most with this pattern, and maybe I'll become more proficient at it as time goes on, but I hate having to flip the yarn in front of and behind, because it makes me stop dead in my tracks, and I have to just do that one thing. Hate it. Now, as we get closer to the end, we want to make sure that we have a row that ends in knit, knit, purl. Oh, where am I? See, this happens sometimes, guys. I'm on a purl. But it's okay, because the best thing you can do when knitting is stay calm. It's always a bad idea when you get stressed out about your work. So, like I was saying, as we get near to the end of the row, we want to make sure that we end in knit, knit, purl. So right here, I have 5 stitches left. You will know that you did the whole row right, well, for the most part. You'll know that you did everything right when you get to the end. So I'm going to purl. I'm going to purl. And this is perfect because, as you can see, I've gotten to the last 3, and I'm at knit, knit, purl. The mistake stitch doesn't require any blatant mistakes, but instead an intentional thing to end on one stitch, or on one purl, rather. So when we get to the end, you want to make sure that that's how your last stitches come out. And this is what makes the mistake stitch the mistake stitch. Essentially, when you end on the purl, everything that you do when you cast your last stitch and flip the work into your other hand, like so, everything will now be offset by 1. And this is what gives you this pattern. Because everything ends up, if you saw, I'm not editing this video, but if you saw the pattern, everything would weave in, and then it just kind of makes this. This is the result that you get. This is not alchemy, this is not science, this is just knitting. Who came up with this? Not me, that's for sure. But regardless, it's fun to do, it's really cute, very plush. Yeah, very soft. Sorry, I have a runny nose, guys. And yeah, this is kind of what you get. What it looks like. Can you see it? Can you see it? Okay. Anyway, this video has been going on long enough. I've missed you guys so much. I miss all my fans. I miss everyone who, really engaged with me all the time when I put out such good content. I'm not sure about Kimberly. Don't know where she is, but let me know if you want more content from me. I'd be happy to do anything that you guys suggest. I really want to get back on that YouTube game. I want my subs. Anyway, that's the video. This is the mistake stitch. I'm Quirky Kyle. This is my yarn. This is a yellow notebook. And yeah, see you guys soon.